Okay, so what if the money in your bank account, the cash you have in your wallet, could be basically worthless by next week? For millions of people, this isn't some far-off sci-fi scenario. It's their day-to-day reality. And today, we're diving into a fascinating and very old-school solution they're turning to: gold.
I mean, really think about that for a second. What happens when your money just stops working? When it loses value so fast you can't spend it quickly enough? This isn't just a hypothetical question. It's a real-world crisis that's forcing entire countries to completely rethink what money even is.
So, to really get why something as ancient as gold is being talked about as a cutting-edge solution, you first have to understand the problem. And this isn't just a spreadsheet issue, it's a fundamental breakdown of trust. And this is the perfect storm we're talking about. In a place like Zimbabwe, hyperinflation got so out of control that people were literally using wheelbarrows overflowing with cash just to buy bread. Trust in their own currency completely evaporated. So what happened? Everyone started using the US dollar instead. Same story, different country. In Ghana, where massive debt and runaway inflation made their own currency, the cedi, incredibly unstable.
And this all brings us to a super important concept: fiat currency. It's the kind of money most of us use every day. Its value isn't tied to a physical pile of gold in a vault somewhere. No. Its value comes from one thing and one thing only: our collective trust and confidence in the government that printed it. So what happens when that trust shatters? Well, the whole system can just collapse.
So when trust in modern money is completely gone, where do you turn? For some, the answer is to look backwards, way backwards. They're turning to an asset that's been a reliable store of value for literally thousands of years. Let's dig into why gold is making such a huge comeback.
And this chart right there, this lays out the fundamental difference. A government can always decide to just print more money, right? Which, of course, can lead to inflation. But you can't just print more gold. It's rare, it's a physical thing you can hold, and its value isn't based on the promise of any single government. That's what makes it such a powerful anchor in a really stormy economic sea.
This quote just nails it. Gold is so much more than a shiny metal. For a country's central bank, it's the ultimate insurance policy. It's how you protect your economy from the wild swings of your own currency and from shocks happening all over the globe.
But hold on, this isn't about going back to the old days and paying for things with gold coins. No way. These countries are using their gold reserves in some really smart, modern, and frankly, innovative ways to get their economies back on track. Let's check out how they're doing it.
Okay, so there are basically three key moves in their playbook. First, they're creating totally new kinds of money, like digital tokens, that are directly tied to physical gold in a vault. This gives people something tangible they can actually trust. Second, they're just flat out buying more gold to diversify their national savings, making them less dependent on the US dollar. And number three, all of this is designed to achieve one thing: boost confidence and make their own currency stable again.
All right, so that's the strategy. But the big question, the really important one, is it working? And what are the risks here? What are the downsides to betting it all on gold? Let's get into the verdict.
Here's the reality check. Gold is not a silver bullet. It's a powerful tool for sure. It can absolutely restore confidence and help fight inflation, but it's only as good as the government that's using it. If you don't have good governance and real transparency, it's just a band-aid on a much bigger problem. And hey, let's not forget, the price of gold itself can be pretty volatile.
You know, when you step back and look at the big picture, this is about way more than just fixing a currency crisis. It's a huge strategic pivot. For decades, a lot of these nations have been sort of at the mercy of outside financial systems. This move toward gold is like a declaration of financial independence, a way to take back control over their own economic destiny.
And when you boil it all down, it comes back to one single incredibly powerful idea: owning their monetary future. It's about building a strong economy from the inside out, so you're not constantly being pushed around by the chaotic winds of global finance.
So let's circle back to the original question. Can gold save a collapsing currency? The answer is kinda. Yeah, partially. It can be a fantastic lifeboat. It can restore confidence and act as a shield against inflation when you need it most. But the real long-term fix isn't just about what's in your vaults. It's about building institutions that people can actually trust. And all of this leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. Are we watching the beginning of a huge global comeback for gold-backed money? Or is this just a temporary fix for countries in serious trouble? One thing is absolutely certain: that shiny ancient metal is right back at the center of the conversation about what money is and what it's going to be in the future.